All right, I'm going to read you this story, The Show and Tell Lion. It's Matthew's turn for show and tell. He wants to tell his class something exciting. But nothing exciting has happened. Ms. Harper is waiting. Matthew? I have a lion, Matthew says. A lion? The whole class is impressed. What kind of a lion? Asks Sarah. A baby lion, says Matthew. He has to stay home, so I can't bring him to show. Matthew means to tell them that it's just a story he's making up, but he can suddenly picture the lion in his head. He sleeps in my bed at night. He purrs the loudest purr you've ever heard. Matthew, don't you mean that you have a very big cat? Asks Miss Harper. No, he's a lion, says Matthew. He climbs trees. He swims in the ocean. At recess, Matthew's friends all have questions. What does he eat? Rachel asks. Does he ever bite? Joe wants to know. Where did you get him? Asks Steve. The answers Matthew gives makes the lion more real. His name is Larry, he says. Joe and Andrew want to come see Larry after school. He's at the vet today, having his claws cut, says Matthew. Every day at recess, the class wants to hear what Larry is doing. Matthew tells them that Larry is getting bigger and bigger. He's almost too big to sleep in my bed now. Katie says she wants to come and visit Larry. He's in the mountains this week, says Matthew. He has to exercise. He's getting so big that he might have to go live at a zoo. Joe says, I think we should have a field trip to Matthew's house to see Larry before he goes to the zoo. Matthew doesn't know how to tell his class that he made up the lion. Everyone believes him. What is he going to do? A field trip to our house to see a lion, says his mother. What lion? The one in my head, says Matthew. His name is Larry. He tells his mother how the lion started as a little story for show and tell, and then grew and grew, and now all of his friends think Larry is a real lion. You have a wonderful imagination, Matthew, she says, hugging him, but you need to tell them that you made up the lion. Matthew is embarrassed. His face feels red and hot when he thinks about telling all his friends that the lion was just a story he made up. He wants to run away and hide. What is he going to do? Then Matthew has an idea. That afternoon, he writes the story of Larry. He writes down all the things that he told the class. Then he draws pictures of how he imagined the lion. Larry swimming in the ocean, Larry climbing trees, Larry exercising in the mountains. The next day, for show and tell, Matthew brings his book in. This is my lion, he says, showing them the pictures. He's a story. You lied, says Sarah in a loud voice. You don't really have a lion living at your house. Larry isn't real. He's real in my head, says Matthew. He's real in my book. The class is quiet for a long moment. Finally, Joe says, That's a good story. Matthew, will you read us your book? Asks Miss Harper. Yes, says Matthew. Now, every week, Matthew writes another adventure for Larry the Lion and reads it to the class during show and tell. and it's always exciting. The end.